I'm Gordon Brooks with Zixi, and I want to talk a little bit today about the advantages of a software-defined video platform. So Zixi is a software company, and our software is used by traditional broadcasters, OTT broadcast service providers, and normal service providers to source, manage, distribute live events and 24/7 live linear channels. So we're really focused on broadcast quality live video streaming. And we do that over any IP network, whether that be open internet, managed, cellular, including 5G, any protocol. So we support 17 protocols. On any cloud, we're integrated with our control plane ZenMaster into all the major clouds and are running on pretty much all the other clouds as well, but maybe not as tightly integrated as we are with Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud. And we're connected to pretty much any edge device. So we have over 200 integrated technology partners. And then with the other protocols that we support, there's probably not an edge device that is sending or receiving live or live linear content that doesn't integrate seamlessly into our platform. So today we're enabling the largest global ecosystem for live video. We have over 100,000 Zixi instances deployed in over 100 countries. We have about 700 and so media customers, and I think it's up to about 225 or 235 integrated technology partners. So a lot of people talk about point to point, but we're point to multi-point. We're really about anywhere to anywhere and doing it at scale. Many of our clients have thousands of streams running on Zixi concurrently. So our industry is sometimes slow to change, but we're actually pretty good at change when we have a gun to our head, and we seem to be surrounded. So there's a lot of things going on pushing people to terrestrial transport and management, as well as cloud and virtualization. So obviously how people are watching content, how quickly you need to get to market, what people expect from a quality of experience perspective, the fact that, we've now proven at 6 nines and better that, unmanaged internet can be as or better than satellite and other traditional methods. And obviously we're moving to virtualization, a lot of mega mergers going on. A lot of media companies are in capital preservation mode. So move to OpEx from CapEx, unrelentless pressure to cut costs, which we always are. And then what's going on with satellite, just the flexibility required and the change going on there. And that's also being pushed by what's going on with 5G and the impact of C-band, not to mention COVID-19. So we did a survey recently talking about remote workflows and what people thought they were going to get out of them and how long they'd last. And in the low 90s to high 90s, everybody believed that, or most people believed that there were going to be new revenue opportunities. It would save money, and the drive to cloud adoption would be faster, but that the need for telemetry and data and orchestration is key to manage these complex terrestrial networks. So what are the characteristics of a software-defined video platform? Well, one, it needs to be software-defined. And you can containerize software, but don't be fooled by containerized hardware that tends to try and pass itself off as software. So it really needs to be software native, cloud native by design. And it's virtual, it's easy to connect to, it's quickly deployed, and it's end-to-end, but more so it's more end-to-end, not that you can't do point-to-point, but it's really talking about multi-hops and multi-integrations into a complex media workflow. It needs to be scalable, and to be scalable, you need a unified control plane. You need to abstract the technical complexity so that operators can use this, so you don't have very expensive and hard to find video engineers managing this day to day. So you need to democratize the operations. Need to have geo and physical agility, and it needs to be adaptive in nature. It needs to be data driven. So you need atomic levels of telemetry. Not only the telemetry from the edge and the cloud, but you need the network telemetry. You need the transport telemetry, and you need the content telemetry, and you need to predict issues before they become a problem rather than just alert on when something is an issue. So you need to do event correlation, data visualization, predictive analytics, and be able to pinpoint root cause very quickly. You need quality experience. I did the keynote with the findings from the recent research that Srinivedi did, and really it's all about QoE. Everything points to QoE and QoS, which drives QoE. So again, needing that reliability that's required, and that's with the right levels of redundancy, and that's also with things like our patented hitless failover and bonding across multiple IP types, so that you can reach the quality of service that you require. You need signal path diversity, inline live transcoding, integration across the media supply chain. So it's taking the Super Bowl from local affiliates on Zixi into Google Cloud on Zixi, moving it across Google Cloud on Zixi, moving from Google Cloud to iStream Planet for processing on Zixi, and moving it from iStream Planet to Hulu. And that's how Hulu, and then Hulu geo-blocks out to their audience. And that's how NBC did the Super Bowl, World Cup, Olympics, et cetera, et cetera. And then no resolution limit, because we're just doing testing on 8K now, and 4K is barely here. So we really need to make sure that we can scale from a resolution perspective, because it's only going to get better. And then it needs to be future-proof. You need universal interoperability. You can't be tied into, you could talk about Zixi's protocol, and a lot of people think it's the best, but we support 17 protocols. So, you're not locked into a protocol, you're not locked into a type of IP, you're not locked into an edge device or anything else. An extensive and expanding ecosystem. We're adding about 30 technology partners a quarter. Like I said, we're up to about 230. Any protocol, any IP network, any cloud, any edge device. And you also need a platform that's committed to standards. Okay. So the components that make up a software-defined video platform. There's the protocols and the transport. Think of it as the tires on the truck. We have 17, you can have any brand you want, and you can switch them, minute by minute, by hour, however you want to do it, completely freely. And they're all included in the platform. You have the video solution stack, which is the brains, which is the technology that does hitless failover, that allows you to do bonding across protocols and across networks. It allows you to do predictive analytics and generate all the telemetry. And that works across all the different protocols. Then you have an ecosystem for interoperability with our 200+ integrated partners. And then very, very importantly, we have ZenMaster, which is our control plane, and that abstracts the complexity to operate at scale. So if you're NBC and you have about 3,000 streams running live at any given time, how do you manage that? Okay, it's a very complex, and you have it moving into the cloud, out of the cloud, two different partners, and you need to be able to see that end to end and be able to manage that in near real time. So here are 5 major use cases. So again, not exhaustive, but satellite rationalization. A lot of people are doing rationalization of what they're going to use satellite for and what they're not. Satellite is good for a lot of things. So we're not saying you replace it for the sake of replacing it, but if there's a rational reason why you want to do it, we can help customers do that and do it at scale. And we have customers like HBO and Univision and Music Choice and AMC and NBC, and a lot of people, NBC I think has turned off 6 transponders by moving to Zixi. But we also have SES and most of the major satellite companies offering IP workflows and services based on Zixi. Universal Gateway, I'm going to get to in a minute. I have one slide on that, but it's really about being able to take content, contribute in any format, and distribute in any format. Remote monitoring and ops. So we've been doing this a long time, but again, with our control plane, allows you to quickly be able to remotely monitor and operate a network. So Bloomberg big client of ours, very early into virtualization and the cloud. They had 6,500 people in New York, and when New York shut down, they got down to 40 people in just a couple days because they were so virtualized. And many of those 40 are wearing badges and walking around checking doors. Driving new revenue sources so that you'll be able to monetize. Bloomberg's another example of that. Because they had the Zixi infrastructure, they're able to launch Bloomberg Plus in a couple months with a few people. And the results have been spectacular. And we helped NBC launch Peacock, and working with other folks like Blizzard and Prime Video to generate new sources. And obviously the virtualization, cloud virtualization, which is really almost all of our customers. So universal gateway is a concept where you have the concept of universal origination. So you originate once, transcode once, and you transcode at a high bit rate, and then ladder it, and then distribute it. So you're doing a single transcode for higher content beautification, right? Then you have universal contribution. You take a Fubo or somebody like that who doesn't necessarily control the format that it comes in at. They can pull it in using any protocol, and same with universal distribution. So this universal gateway is a big part of what Zixi is doing, and how our customers are getting to thousands of streams. So this is just a graphic that kind of shows you the Zixi enabled network. So you got the service providers on the top left, you've got the content owners going to the right, the OTT platforms, the powered devices and services, and these are just a partial list of clients, and then the clouds, and how that whole ecosystem helps you drive solutions that meet your business requirements. On the right are just some recent customers, new customers, and recent new partners. So to wrap up the presentation part, Zixi is proven. We have over 20,000 channels, live or live linear channels, deployed in over 100 countries with 700 customers. We've proven at 6 nines of reliability and better, unmatched interoperability with our technology partners and our integration to the cloud, but also all the different protocols that we support. The first integrated streaming control plane with Zen Master. Again, Zen is the Zixi enabled network, and that is the master control plane for that. And then developed for the challenges of low latency live video. So in-stream analytics, network TR101, content quality analytics, business impact scoring, coder quality predictions, things like that. And we do have inline transcoding right in our core foundational network. And with that, I will end my 15 minutes. Eric, unless you have anything for me.
I don't, Gordon, but I do want to mention, there aren't any questions from the audience, but I do want to mention that Zixi and Streaming Media just completed a State of the Streaming Industry research report survey, a survey research report, and we will be publishing that in October. Zixi was the sponsor of that, and we had a keynote presentation yesterday with Gordon and Tim Siglin that will be available on demand relatively soon if you want to learn a little bit more about the state of the industry from an inside the industry perspective rather than sort of a consumer perspective, which is where so much of the research is. So, Gordon, thank you very much.
Thank you.